Welcome to English 112 in spring of 2024. I am your instructor for this semester, Angela Nazat, and I wanted to take a quick minute to introduce myself and your Blackboard to you as we get ready to start our spring semester. It's going to be a beautiful semester, and I wanted to go over a couple of things as we begin. So I have two online 112 classes for this 16-week semester. One section is 21W, and the other section is 23W. So as you can see, the blackboards look a little bit different, but the information is exactly the same. So I'm just going to continue with this 23W just to make it easier so I'm not flipping back and forth. But remember, we have 21 and we have 23. All right. So again, my name is Angela Nazat, and the first thing that you all are going to come across is your, well, first of all, you need to attend to your Blackboard entry verification module. If you've taken any class at Coastal with an online component, this should look familiar to you, and you really need to get this done as soon as possible. Because you won't have access to any of your work until you do. All right, so there is that. Next, you will get, you should go over this announcement fairly carefully. This is all these preliminary stuff, basically, showing you where your course syllabus is, the attendance policy, things of that nature. So go ahead and read through your announcement. We come up here, so here's where you get to your entry verification. This is where announcements are. So I want to make a little comment about announcements. This is an online class, so 100% online. It's important that you read your announcements carefully and thoroughly. That is required. They're all required reading. I will do a Monday announcement early in the morning on Monday morning, and I typically do a second announcement midweek, usually Wednesday or Thursday. That announcement is to give some more information or teach like a little mini lesson. So you want to be prepared to come into Blackboard and be ready to work a couple of times a week, just like if you were attending a regular class. It's no different. So you want to look for those announcements. They typically post early in the morning. Course information, this just gives you your little course description, and you can kind of read through that quickly. Now, here's where you get to your syllabus. This is important. It's important that you read this thoroughly. It's where all of your course policy, attendance policy, what we're doing this semester, access to any kind of necessary help, like the Writing Center, anything that you need. So you will be quizzed over this. The quiz for this syllabus will be your attendance assignment, and we're going to get to that in a second. So make sure you're comfortable with your syllabus. Read it through, and let's move to your attendance policy. This is in your syllabus, but it's important enough that I call it out for its own tab. So, the way attendance works in this online class is we will have one attendance assignment per week. I call those virtual attendance assignments. Typically, it's going to be midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Kind of varies depending on what we're doing that week. If you miss two in a row, so that's basically 2 weeks of work in a row, you will be withdrawn. If you miss 3 altogether, you'll be withdrawn. Now, I can reinstate you in the class, but it's better just to do your work than go through all of that paperwork. So you want to pay attention. I always call out your attendance assignments each week. I mark them, and we're going to look at the Getting Started tab, so you'll have an idea about that. Contact information, so if you need to get in touch with me, the best way is through email. But I do have an office phone that I answer when I'm here in my office, and also if you want to make an appointment with me, you can do an appointment or you can just drop in. I don't have my office hours posted just yet, but I'll get this updated very soon, by next week most likely. Same thing for our division chair. All right. So I have a tab where we have all of the major course spring holidays and the major assignments that I've proposed the list of start date and due date. Now this is always kind of subject to change depending on how things go, but this gives you a general idea of what to expect when. You have an interactive calendar. Oh, this looks crazy. Let me go ahead and uncheck some of these boxes. Let's uncheck. I'm just going to keep one of them up. Okay. So if you want a quick overview, bird's eye view, what are we doing this month, you can click into this calendar, and this calendar will take you to the assignments that are due. Now you don't want to rely 100% on this because sometimes I have things that are not associated with the grade book. These are all populated from the grade book, so this is not 100% of the work, but this just gives you a quick overview. Alright, if we come on down here to our little seagull e-textbook, you want to log into that. This is a link, and it'll take you to your textbook. So get that done. Finally, this week you want to be concerned with your Getting Started tab. So this is all the work that you're going to have to do for essentially this very short week and into next week. Okay, so you want to go ahead and start with your Getting Started tab as soon as possible. All the materials you need for doing the first week's worth of work are underneath this folder. So you want to click into this folder. I'm going to go back. I'll show you again. All your Getting Started materials with all your instructions, and this is typically how my Blackboard is set up. It'll generally be week by week within a module. So you'll have a module, and then you'll have a week's worth of work given to you at a time. I typically open up a new week's worth of work every Monday morning, and that I find works well for students because then they don't get overwhelmed. All they have to concern themselves is doing that week's work. So it works pretty well. So your first assignment is your syllabus quiz. It's due on Sunday, January 7th, so you do not want to let this wait. This is your attendance assignment for this week. It's how I'll take attendance. So you want to read through your syllabus and go ahead and start your quiz. You also have a discussion board due on Sunday, introducing yourself, primarily having to do with your reading habits, because this is a 112 class. The first essay we're going to write is a literary analysis. So we're going to read a series of 4 short stories, and you will be writing some reading responses to prepare you for that first literary analysis essay. So you want to start thinking about what you like to read, how you read, and you also want to start getting comfortable with your classmates. Even though this is an online class, you'll be interacting with them on discussion board and some other forums like Padlet and Mentimeter and some things like that. So next week you have a journal due on the 11th, which is your virtual assignment for next week. And then you are going to have a scavenger hunt. And I'll talk more about these 2 items on Monday in your Monday memo. So right now you want to think about your syllabus quiz and your introduction discussion board. All right? Okay, well, any questions, go ahead, give me an email. I'm always available. I'm happy to, to talk with you via email. If you want to come in and meet with me, that's good too. All right, bye-bye.